We have our speaker, Mr. Bhavik Makwana, but उनका introduction देने के लिए हम another speaker को बुलाएंगे. So please give a big round of applause for Mr. Ayush Shekhar.
ऐसे ऑडियंस किसी की भी हो, स्टेज किसी का भी हो, पहुंच हम जाते हैं पता नहीं कैसे. कल कितने लोग आए थे? आप लोगों ने मेरा सेशन अटेंड किया था? तो फिर आप लोगों के चीयर्स और तालियां किसने चुरा ली भाई? बताओ, सेशन कैसा लगा था? कूल. तो देखो, जहां जाते हैं फ्लटर पहन के चलते हैं अपना. वो अक्षय कुमार का ऐड है ना, अपना लेग पहन के चलो, वैसे अपना फ्लटर पहन के चलो. ठीक है, एक टी शर्ट मिली है बहुत मुश्किल से, वो पहन के चलते हैं. अब अगला स्पीकर इतना स्पेशल क्यों है? ऐसे तो हम सभी स्पेशल हैं. दिस इज आई थिंक द फर्स्ट टाइम दैट एक इवेंट में, एक लाइनअप में, एक ही दिन में अपन 4 फ्लटर के जीडीएस प्रेजेंट हैं, राइट? तो सभी बहुत खास हैं, राइट? पर भाविक का इंट्रो देने के लिए हमने स्पेशली रिक्वेस्ट किया कि ऑर्गेनाइजर्स या प्लीज इनका इंट्रो मुझे देने दो, ठीक है? बिकॉज एक अलग टाइप का कमिटमेंट चाहिए होता है बंदे में कि 9 दिसंबर को उसकी शादी हो और 4 दिसंबर को वो यहाँ पर टॉक देने के लिए इंदौर आया हुआ है. आप सोच के देखो कि मतलब हम तो अगर सोचेंगे भी ना ऐसा, तो मेरे दिमाग में ऐसा आएगा कि घर वाले पहले बाहर निकाल देंगे, ठीक है? पर भाई आए हैं और अपना टॉक अभी देंगे, आपको डिलीवर करेंगे, राइट? एंड आई थिंक दिस इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एंड वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इनवैल्यूएबल थिंग्स दैट यू कैन टेक फ्रॉम हियर इज दैट जो सेंस ऑफ कम्युनिटी होती है वो इतनी ज्यादा स्ट्रांग है, राइट? और इतनी ज्यादा डेडिकेशन मांगती है कि आपको पता है ये उनका इस साल का कितनावा डेफेस्ट है? दिस इज द 6th डेफेस्ट दैट ही इज स्पीकिंग एट, ठीक है? और वो फिर भी आए हैं आज, राइट? तो आज सुबह आप लोग सब सुबह से ही हो, ठीक है? तो सुबह एक मैक्सिकन क्लैप कराया था धनंजय सर ने. तो वैसे ही मैक्सिकन वेव होता है, पर वो स्टेडियम्स में होता है, ठीक है? यहाँ करेंगे तो कोई गिरा पड़ा मिलेगा अभी यहाँ पर. तो अभी क्या करेंगे, सब शांत हो जाए एकदम. क्या यार, बच्चे हो गया, ठीक है? तो शांत हो जाओ, बिल्कुल एकदम शांत, ठीक है? अरे कल भी तुम लोगों ने ऐसा ही किया था मेरे साथ. ऐसा मत करो फिर से, ठीक है? एकदम शांत हो जाओ. फिर क्या करते हैं, आई विल स्लोली मूव माई हैंड अराउंड यहाँ से, और वहां से चीयर करते हुए स्टार्ट करेंगे और वहां पे खत्म करेंगे, ठीक है? लास्ट टाइम टीम सी जीत गई थी, ठीक है? तो टीम सी से ही स्टार्ट करेंगे, पर टीम बी टीम ए वालों बता देना है कि हम भी कुछ कम नहीं है, ठीक है? ठीक है, चलो स्टार्ट करना है, ठीक है? 3, 2, 1. इसी तरीके से चिल्लाते हुए, तालियां बजाते हुए, प्लीज वेलकम ऑन स्टेज योर नेक्स्ट स्पीकर भाविक मकवाना.
So, मेरा YouTube चैनल है कोडीफाई, पवन कुमार चलाता है, तो आप प्लीज उसे ना सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Ayush, for the like really wonderful introduction. It was a surprise for me as well. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'll be speaking about Flutter again. Yeah, so we had 4 speaker. Will be we talked about Flutter. Pom will be speaking on Flutter as well. So yeah, let's get started. You will be seeing Flutter everywhere, for the web as well, mobile, desktop, wherever you want. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we will be seeing Flutter everywhere. Talking about me as well, you'll be seeing me at many Devfest as well. Talking about Flutter. Okay, doesn't work. Cool. Before talking about Flutter, I'm a Gujarati. Okay. So first of all, like Kem Cho. Okay. So sorry, I started speaking in Gujarati. Okay. So I yesterday went to the Sarafa Bazaar and 56, or like everyone recommended it. So there is a one place called Manek Chowk as well. which is again exactly similar thing as a Sarafa Bazaar. So that's where I'm kind of belong from. So I was kind of really fascinated by the Sarafa Bazaar as well. It's this exactly same concept. In a daylight, it's a jewelry shops, and as soon as it's turned dark, it will be a food chalk, Manik chalk we call it. So it was like, okay, it's not working again. Okay, yeah. So this is what Sarafa Bazaar exactly similar. Um, so I really love the vibe over here and the food. As I'm Gujarati, I'm foodie. And yeah, so this is me, Bhavik Makwana. Might be, possible you might be, know him through a social media. This guy in a photo. So many people, actually gets confused. Like I was in a Kolkata talking about Flutter. Some random guy come to me and introduce. Like he asked me like I'm a Bharat Makwana or not. So we share the same initials for the first name, and the surname is exactly similar. So people often confuse like, okay, I'm a Bharat Makwana, or he's rather a Bhavik Makwana. So don't get confused. And to get it clear, okay, clicker is not working. Yeah, come forward. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll stay here only. Okay, so to get the confusion clear, you can just click scan this link. It will open a link tree where you can follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter. You can post pictures about my talk, and you can connect with me everywhere over here. The handle is iBhai Makwana everywhere. So just you can scan it and you can post a picture about Devfest or anything else. You can message me as well. So yeah, next thing is, yeah, let's come to the main topic of my talk. I'll be speaking about Flutter and alongside how we can actually implement computer vision using a Google ML kit. So we'll be going to talk about that thing. So how many of you actually kind of remember recognize what is this thing? Kevlar. Good. Easier, right? Very like world famous. What's this? Dokla or Khaman? Many actually, like I actually didn't, expected it, but many actually are saying it's Khaman, which is right. It's not Dokla. And if you are, saying it a Dokla, I might get, offended. Like it's actually not Dokla, it's really a different thing. But how you can identify it? You are not from Gujarat. You are, suppose if something similar is kind of food is also available over here as well, how you'll be able to identify it if it is looking exactly similar? The textures are kind of different, but look like it's actually exactly a similar thing. So how you identify stuff over there? So at that this kind of places actually ML can help you a lot, identifying food items or many more things. So using a Google ML kit, we'll be doing OCR, QR code scanning, barcode scanning, then text places recognition or image labeling. Or you can also use your custom modeling. You can just add custom models in your Flutter application as an asset, and you can use that custom model in your Flutter application using a Google ML kit. And the biggest example of some of the emulator stuff is done by Snapchat as well. There are many more applications, but if you talk about like the Gen Z people, like folks are mainly using Snapchat a lot for, and mainly because of the Snapchat filters, right? So that's what we are kind of going to talk about using a Google ML kit. So we'll be trying to identify faces using a Google ML kit, and we'll integrate that particular thing in a Flutter. So you can do it exactly similar thing in a Flutter. So let's get started. I'll be showing a demo how it actually works. Okay. Yeah, I got the one application which I have created, it contains a camera view. So when I going to zoom in to a particular person, it should recognize the faces. It is also giving me a like it has like I'm currently focusing on iOS, so it is giving me like, okay, yeah, it has iOS has a two eyes and nose and like a mouth as well, right? So that things you can identify. On top of that, like if I'm opening a mouth, then Snapchat what does, like they are putting a filter up on that. So suppose if want to speak something, if try the mouth, actually that dot will kind of expand. Okay, so using that you can that data you are going to get using a Google ML kit, and then you can actually put on some filter on top of that. Now this is also a live stream kind of stuff, like I'm actually getting the exactly all the data live in a particular camera preview, right? So that thing you have to keep in mind. Like also Snapchat does that as well, right? You have to, like, suppose I'm clicking a picture, it is going to get the live feed of a particular camera. So you have to do some stuff over there on live, right? So I'm currently passing the live feed over here of the camera. Let's jump onto the session again. Okay, so we have the idea what we are going to build. Obviously, we'll need some things to get started with the Google ML Kit and Flutter. So Flutter, I'll not be talking about how Flutter works and how you can add a packages or anything else. You already might be have an idea about it. So I'll be talking about how you can integrate the Google ML Kit within a Flutter application. So first thing you need is a camera. As I was showing, I was picking up a live preview of the camera, and second thing, obviously, Google ML Kit from the Google. I'm adding it in a PubSpec YAML file. It's a PubSpec YAML file. I'm adding it in a dependency module. Then we are going to do a face detection first. So I was identifying the face of the audience, like in particular iOS, let's say. So I have to process that image. So I'm getting an image. I'm passing that image to one method called process image. It can be any method, like you can name it anything. So I'm passing it to the method called process image. Sorry. Yeah, there is a one face detector method. You can get it from the Google ML Kit, which is from the Google ML Kit. You don't have to do anything else. You have to pass some options within your Google this face detector constructor. It contains a face detector options. So it contains a facial features, like I was drawing some facial features on top of the iOS face as well. So that is there. It contains a landmarks like eye, nose, and many more things. And enabling tracking if iOS is like the face is particularly moving or not, and many more things like that. If you want to go for accuracy of that face detection as well, you can go for lower accuracy as well, medium and higher accurate, I mean. Then enabling classifications, if I'm smiling or not, if I'm sad or not, or I'm neutral, that kind of state as well you can identify. Then like Snapchat does so as well, like a smile to put on some particular filter. So that's what can be done by using this kind of enabling this kind of booleans. So it's just a simple stuff. You don't have to do anything extra. So if you don't know much of ML, which is in my case, like you can kind of use Google ML Kit over here. So this comes in handy. You don't have to do anything extra. Then we got the face detector. We are going to use that face detector, and face detector contains one method called a process image. We are going to pass a particular image, which like I was scanning the entire audience, and like I'm passing that image to that particular this method process image. So I'm passing that image data over here. Then I was drawing something on top of it, right? So using a face detector painter, you can use your custom one as well. You can draw anything as you want. So I was passing that data to a face detector painter. So it contains the faces. So if you've seen the demo, it was identifying the multiple faces in a square rectangle, but it was only identifying a particular face, which was kind of a bug. But a particular face, like for for drawing a dots on top of a face. So you can do many stuff like that using a face detector painter. I was passing a size of like image data, image size as well to identify the coordination of the particular face, and also image rotation. If you want to rotate the image, like or the rotate the your what say custom painter like that dots in a particular degrees, like 90-degree or 180-degree or 45-degree. You can do stuff over here as well. So I'm passing the dynamic data over here at the moment. Then I'm initializing one custom painter object with that custom painter, and painter is my face detector painter, which I have earlier used to pass data. And to refresh a state, I'm kind of calling a set state method. You can use any state management technique if you want, and then you can just simply use that. Set state going to refresh the UI, and that using that it was actually drawing something on top of the camera preview. So that's where I was using a set state. Now, how I was actually getting that particular image. How I was actually getting the like live preview of the audience, like all the faces. So let's talk about that. So for that, if you remember, I have added two packages in a PubSpec YAML file. One was a Google ML kit. The second one was a camera, which was the first one. So camera will be using to get the live, camera preview. We are first going to define a camera controller, using which we can control all the things like to getting a preview, when to dispose it, and many more things. So we're going to define camera controller over here as a controller. We are going to create one method called init camera. Over there, we are going to get the available cameras. So our mobile devices has many cameras nowadays. Mostly there are two cameras, front and back. So we can get if you are running this application in a mobile device, you will be getting two cameras. Like it will be an array, and you'll be getting a 0 and 1 value. If you are attaching a webcam as well, like you'll be getting a 3 camera, and so on. So like that, you can actually get the available cameras. Then you have to pass the camera that whatever camera you want to use, you have to pass it to the camera controller. Like I'm passing a camera 0. Camera 0 means my back camera, which is my like a primary camera. I'm statically passing it, but you can kind of switch it as well. Like if you want to go for a front camera, back camera, you just have to change this index from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, and you'll be able to change the camera as well. Then I'll be calling this method in a init state method from the state class, which is going to help me to initialize the cameras. Now there is one method called controller.initialize. It is actually going to initialize and get the camera, initialize the back camera for me, and going to get some data from that method. Like I was getting a live preview, right? And then I'm calling if it is mounted, like if actually the UI is actually like the camera preview is actually available, then only call a set state to update the preview. Like if it might get some time to get the exact number of camera or exact number of camera preview, it might take a millisecond of time to get the data from the camera. So that's why I'm calling if mounted, then only do a set state to update the UI. So that is there. Then I'm passing that controller, then value dot is initialized. I'm using that value. If the camera is actually initialized, it is not null, then I'm passing that value over here in a widget. It can be any other widget. For me, it is a camera preview widget. So I'm going to use controller.buildPreview from the camera plugin itself, and going to use that to build the preview. I'm not going to do anything else. Just write one line controller.buildPreview, and you're good to go. You don't have to do anything else. Okay, so like you'll be getting something like this. Okay, it's kind of a live feed. I didn't have any faces in front of me, so I had to go for search for Avengers. So that's what I do. I'm a big Marvel fan as well, so anything related to Marvel, if you want to talk about, we can definitely. Then processing that image, we got the image, we got the live feed. Now how to process that image, how to get that image. If you remember, I was live previewing all the camera feed. So how to get that? So controller also provides one method called start image stream. Stream means it is going to continuously pass the data until you dispose it, or until you kind of close the application, or any other by any other means it gets closed. So until that time it is going to pass some data as a stream format, and you can process, and it is going to give you a image data. You can process this image in one method that which I have created. It's known, I have named it as a process camera image over here. So what we can do in that particular image is like that. I'm passing that camera image over here as a parameter, and I'm getting some data from that image, like it's a image size, image rotation, what is the format of that particular image, PNG, JPEG, GIF, or anything else, that, and plain data. Plain data means like how much light is kind of reflecting. I might be wrong. I don't know this plain data much, but how much light is kind of actually reflecting from the particular surface, and like how much actually getting it in particular camera preview, and then you have to process it to draw some things on properly and identify the faces properly. So which is kind of required. Then I'm going to use that image image input data in a input image dot from bytes. So machine can't actually understand what is image data. We have to convert it into a bytes, and I'm going to convert it into bytes, that image data, and pass it. I'm also going to pass the input image data over here. Then at the end there is one more method called process image. There are so many methods, I know, but yeah, there is one more method called process image, where we are going to do a final stuff, kind of an end game. I'm passing an input image as a byte, and when I does so, it's just going to get me that thing, whatever I've kind of shown over here. So this is how simple it is. You don't have to write any custom models to identify the faces for the Google ML kit. You can do much more stuff like that using a. So it's a few line of code, and then you're good to go. Yeah, that's it from my end. Any questions? Yep.
Okay, so we have some questions.
Hi,
Hi.
hi, sir. Good afternoon. I just asked this one question. You showed a function called, it was an async function called process image,
Yeah.
right? And I just want to ask, do you execute that function like every single frame or what? Because
Currently, yeah, it is.
so
It
it
is being
executes
executed
every
at
single
every frame.
So all of the code that you showed executes every single frame.
Yes.
Okay, that was my question. That's
Yeah.
all I wanted to clear.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Anyone else? Yeah, over there. I better be over here only.
हेलो सर
Yeah.
माय क्वेश्चन इज कि इसमें जैसे कि अभी इमेज डिटेक्शन हो रहा है फेस डिटेक्शन हो रहा है तो कुछ ऐसा एमएल किट्स में ऐसा भी है कि जिसमें इमेज को स्केलिंग हो सकती है जिसके अंदर
Sorry?
इमेज स्केलिंग
Image scaling.
या सर एमएल किट में ऐसा कुछ है जैसे फ्लटर के अंदर कि जिसमें इमेज स्केलिंग हो सकती है
Image scaling is kind of a different thing, I think. It's not related to ML, right? Or I might be, wrong. Maybe Sayak want to answer it?
लाइक किसी छोटी इमेज को बड़ा करना लाइक यस
Okay, yeah, it can be done.
साइजिंग
Oh, okay.
यस सर ओके सर थैंक यू
Thanks, Sayak. That way.
So, what is the difference between React Native and Flutter?
Like, it's totally a different thing, as we mentioned. So, like, Flutter is kind of big by Google, and like
both
it
for
does-
developed for mobile, na? Mobile
Sorry?
application.
Sorry?
Both are developed for mobile application, na?
Can you come again? Sorry.
Uh, uh, means both are developed for the mobile application, na?
I'm really not getting it. Yeah, it is. It is being used for the like mobile development. So React Native is highly used in mobile development as well. It's not going anywhere else. Like there is actually no competition. If I say frankly, like people are making it like that, and people are feeling it like that. It's kind of a competition, but it's not. Like it's totally a different thing. Flutter works really different. Flutter has its pros and cons. React Native does has its pros and cons. How you choose it, like what fits you best, is what I'll call, what you should go for.
Okay, so anybody has any more questions?
Oh, there are two questions.
We have two people.
Hello, sir. My name is Tanujan. My question is that what is the reason that the TF Lite Flutter plugin, which was previously used for the ML toolkit, is now deprecated and is replaced by ML toolkit? What are its advantages?
I really don't have idea about it. Sorry for that. I might have to dig it up a bit, then I can maybe answer. But yeah, it was earlier a part of a Firebase ML kit, as far as I know, and TensorFlow Lite. Then they have moved it to completely to Google ML kit as a separate kind of a product, you can say.
And sir, one more question. If I have trained a model using Teachable Machine and I want to use it in the Flutter app, so does Google ML Kit provide that facility?
You mean custom modeling?
Yes.
Yeah, it does provide. So you have to, put the, like if in your Flutter application, have you, include like images in your Flutter application, like from the assets. The same way you can actually, put on the assets in your assets folder or directory. You can put your custom models, and then you can use that custom model. Like you just have to give a path, and then you can, do stuff.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, last question maybe.
So thank you for the amazing explanation. My question is about, as we are using custom models, can we use the API or we are used to the TF Lite model for the particular, or shall we use the ML toolkit? Means how can we increase the performance of the Flutter application?
I'm not getting it. Like if you want to use the APIs, like
Like we have built a custom model and deployed to an API.
Mhm.
So will it give the better performance or by using the ML toolkit?
it depends. Like suppose in our case, like it was I wanted actually a live preview, and I wanted to perform some filter on top of the using a face detection. So it's better to be, have use a Google ML kit over here. The reason is like I want the result as soon as possible, instantly, right? So that like Snapchat does, so that they do have, like kind of, I'm not sure what they are using, but they must be using some packages or some custom their own library to perform the face recognition within a application and in your system, like mobile device alone. So it depends upon a use case. Suppose it requires a really heavy task, and maybe TensorFlow Lite or any other model, any other thing, like the light version of ML libraries can't, afford it. You have to do it, stuff in a backend, then you have to call the API to get the data, and then you have to do stuff like that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Okay, yeah, thanks it guys. Thank you so much for having me over here. One last thing, please scan this QR code. You'll be getting a one application. Like you can, rate this session over there, and I can see it live. It is kind of, built using Flutter and Firebase. The idea is kind of inspired from the next session as well, from the Pawan session. So you can definitely give it a round. Oh, sorry, QR code. Yeah, definitely. Here. Yeah, let's see if you guys are actually answering it or not. See, like I'm not seeing the response over here. It should be filled. Like I'm not actually scrolling over here. Okay, now I'm getting the data. Good. Wow, thank you so much, guys. This is me, Bhavik Makwana, signing off.
Thank you so much, Bhavik sir, for the live demonstration and this wonderful session. Now we would like to express our gratitude, and I would welcome Mr. Amit and Nivesh for presenting a token of gratitude to Mr. Bhavik. Can we have a round of applause?